This episode of the Rogue Deck Builder is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the #1 source for games and gaming accessories, and by GatheringMagic.com, the #1 source for Magic the Gathering news and articles. Hi there, it's Kevin with Gathering Magic and Roguedeckbuilder.com, here with the wrap-up video for the Volatile rig. Got to give a big shout-out again to Ryan Inzana for this idea. Again, this isn't his list quite, but it was his idea that inspired me to actually make this list. Yes, this does look very, very similar to the black, white, red control lists that are going around, but I think it is different enough. Most of those use like Elspeth as a finisher, and you could definitely use Elspeth in this deck as another, finisher. But what we're doing is we get this early game package of 4 Hyper Dependence, 4 Volatile rigs, which I think makes it different enough than that deck. So I think it overall did pretty well. Those big Boros were very, very frustrating, and there was 3 matches I didn't even record that I had recorded. Well, I mean, I have them. I have the videos that were big Boroses. I mean, it was like 6 times in a row that I faced that deck. And then the mono white list, which I do believe this deck should win like 9 out of 10 times with the amount of control. The Freakish Cures are so good against that deck. Doomblades, Ultimate Prices, Heroes Downfalls, Warrior Leaders Helix, High Priest of Penance, Volatile Rigs, Boros Reckoners. This deck should not lose to that deck. But it is what it is. Sometimes they get that incredibly aggressive draw, and we did get stuck on lands, and that was the difference. Especially with this new list, too, where I've taken out a bunch of the clunk. I think it's a lot better. The 2 of Angelic Accords are a lot better than 4 of, and I still don't know how I feel about Angelic Accords. In theory, I like the card a lot. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. It doesn't. I mean, with the whip, Angelic Accord is just an awesome combo, and I have to play it because of that. But yeah, and then the synergies. I took the trading posts. 4 of to me is way too many. I'm thinking about just completely getting rid of all bubbling cauldrons. Probably going down just a 1 of. If you draw it, you draw it. If not, then no big deal. So in fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to drop this bubbling cauldron. And so now it'll be Trading Post, Bubbling Cauldron, Angelic Accord, and 2 Whip of Erebos. So with that, that'll allow us to have another card that we can bring in main boarded, which I'm probably going to go with just another Doomblade. So we have a total of 12 removal here. And maybe we need some way to get some card advantage, and that would require maybe another finisher. And I kind of like Chandra, to be honest. That's the card that I would like to see in this deck, but I don't know if our mana base can actually support it with the reds sources here. Another thing it could be is Chain for the Rocks. I'm hating Ultimate Price. Ultimate Price used to be good. There's just so many decks that it's not good against. So I'm thinking that we have enough removal. So I'm going to go back up in the Thoughtseize department and run a full package of 4 Thoughtseizes. And also, that will give us either another Slaughter Games, we could easily go, another Needle, or another Sin Collector. And I'm thinking that the Sin Collector is the right move here. Exiling a enchantment. I don't believe there is an exile enchantment anymore in standard for white. It's a green exile enchantment. I'm going to go up to 3 Sin Collectors in the sideboard. This will give us, we didn't get to see the Esper matchup, but this is basically our Esper package right here. So we have what would come in was these bad boys, this entire thing. Oh, and the Needle. So our entire 15 card sideboard would come in, and what we would take out, we'd take out the Bloodbaron Viscopas, we'd take out the Doomblades, the Cures, and then we'd be left still, and then we'd take out the Volatile Rigs, which are actually not too bad, and the High Priest of Penances, yes, because there's no way for us to really deal damage now to them. So I guess the one card that would still remain in the deck is maybe just like a 1 of Volatile Rig. No, it's just, Volatile Rig just doesn't do much. So I think I'd keep in like 1 High Priest of Penance. In case I need to Warrior Leaders Helix my own Penance, no, that'd be horrible. So it'd probably just be Bloodbaron Viscopa as a card that is hard for him to deal with. Yeah. In fact, both of them could come in because Detention Sphere can't deal with it. Azorius Charm can't deal with it. Yeah, nothing can actually deal with it. So you'd want the Bloodbaron Viscopas. and a Bubbling Cauldron would come out. That's definitely how it would work. Even though this combo is pretty cool, but you don't need it with Trading Post. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We'd have to mess around with it, but it would be one more of these cards. This would be the Esper package, and this is a great deck against Esper. Really good deck. So again, this is our creature package, our creature-based package, except for mono red. I don't really like Volatile Rigs versus mono red or Big Boros because the damage can actually hurt us. But I mean, this is our creature package. This is our anti package of mono black and Esper control. So I'm liking this deck a lot. I actually do think there's room for it to be competitive. Could use some Rakdos' returns. Could use some like Rakdos' key runes. I'd be okay with adding some key runes to this deck. Maybe going down to 23 lands and going 1 key rune. Other than it doesn't accelerate us into much except for Obsidian and Blood Baron Viscopa, which might be enough, but we'll see. I'm going to play this deck some more. We'll see how it evolves over time. I'm really, really liking it. It's fun. I mean, Volatile Rig is so fun flipping coins, and so I enjoyed that aspect of it. Again, a big shout out to Ryan. Ryan Inzana. I hope I'm saying your name right. This was an amazingly fun deck. I'm going to be continue to do Rogue Deck of the Month submissions for the remainder of December, and we will be voting on those soon. This Sunday, we're going to actually have them up on the page. I don't know if this will actually come out. This video might come out after Sunday. We'll see. But you can go and check out some other cool. We had over 100 submissions to Rogue Deck of the Month, and so we're going to be building pages for those submissions on roguedeckbuilder.com and go from there. This has been Kevin with Gathering Magic and roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.